It's the 7th of August 2022. Today has been a bit of a trauma walking the dog for the very first time in a public road. The problem was, I haven't trained Becky yet on how to walk on a leash, so he didn't know how to properly behave within public places. Most of the time, he pulls on the leash and dragged me. It got me nervous while I was walking him because whenever time he sees an aspen, he gets a little excited, and I was afraid that I won't be able to keep up with him because he's just too strong for me. I started holding the leash really tight and found my hands shaking. Becky was getting a lot of attention from the people around us as they see him really large, friendly, beautiful, cute, but most of the time, a lot of people are scared at him and avoided him. I mean, I can't blame them. Becky is so gigantic, and no matter how golden retrievers are known to be really friendly and easygoing, their size can make them look scary. We walked past the street not knowing that most of the houses have dogs with them, and as soon as we walked along the street, all the dogs started barking, making so much noise and scandal, and I felt like I woke the entire neighborhood. Today, I decided to go to Cartimar in Pasay to buy some dog paraphernalia and buy a parrotfish. It's been my habit to bring an empty backpack with me, so when I go out to buy something, I don't want to end up carrying any stuff other than my wallet and my phone. It took a while for me to get a bus ride due to a heavy traffic along Commonwealth. There was some kind of an anniversary motorcade from a fraternity organization called Alpha Kappa Rho. Well then, as they say, long live Alpha Kappa Rho. I finally got to MRT Kamuning Station, and from there, I took a long trip to the endpoint station in Taft Avenue. From Taft Avenue, I took another LRT to Libertad, and from Libertad, it's already a walking distance to Cartimar. It was quite a long trip, but I don't mind because Cartimar is one of my favorite places to visit. I love seeing different pets like dogs, birds, cats, rabbits, and most especially fish. Cartimar is the place where you can pretty much buy all pet paraphernalia. They sold pets from the cheapest to the most expensive ones like 120k to 200k worth of arowana. Every single time I visit Cartimar, I always drop by to check on the oldest arowana in the Philippines. It's a 30-year-old arowana, and I heard an interesting story about it. There was this guy who shared a story that when he was a kid, he gets to pass by this arowana at the shop on his way to school. He was an elementary pupil back then, and now he has already graduated from college, got 2 kids, and the arowana is still alive. After going through a shop to another shop, I finally found a really glowing orange parrotfish, so I didn't hesitate to buy it. It's already past 12 noon, and I was really hungry, so I went to McDonald's, had my lunch, and headed back home. I acclimated the fish to the tank for 30 minutes before I introduced him to the gang. As soon as I dropped him to the tank, it scared the hell out of me because I had the same experience when I added my blue parrotfish recently, as my arowana was chasing him and trying to eat and swallow him. I knew beforehand how risky it is to add a smaller size fish with a monster fish, but as much as I would love to buy a bigger size parrotfish, it's really expensive because the bigger the size, the expensive it gets, and I just couldn't afford it. I immediately feed my arowana to divert the attention and to satiate him so he would stop chasing the parrotfish. It's past 3 p.m. I opened my laptop and launched an online game called Tantra Yukana Senshi. I started playing this game when I was a high school student, and for me, it's by far my favorite online game. I started playing the game back in 2008, quit in 2011, and 11 years after, voila, I got back to the game again. And that's just how I spent the rest of the day playing the game.